All right, welcome back to the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. Mike Catalana is not here. Dan Fates, myself, Jenna Cottrell. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Steph'S DIGGS, not here at mandatory camp today, at practice.
Yes.
Your thoughts?
It's a lot. This is probably the craziest day
Weird.
of covering the Bills in the Sean McDermott era that we have ever seen.
Yeah.
By far. It starts out with him not being in attendance. I think we talked about the thought that he would probably show up.
Yeah, right?
He did not. And while Sean McDermott got right into it, his quote, it's been around, was he was very concerned about his absence.
Morning. Good morning. All right, good morning. We'll go ahead and get started. Take your questions.
John, just a question about attendance. Is everyone here? And I know there's a lot of questions about Steph.
Yeah, Steph is not here. Everybody else is here at the current time.
How concerned are you about that?
Oh, very concerned. Yeah, very concerned.
So it's not an excuse.
I'm not going to get into, and listen, I respect everyone's questions and what they want to know about our team. Right now, I'm not going to get into that anymore. So we'll talk about practice. Happy to do that. Happy to answer those questions, and we'll move forward from there.
So we go out to practice, and that is where we find out more information that comes out, is that Stef'S DIGGS was in Buffalo. He is in Buffalo. He was at the team facility. He was there this morning. He met with the team, and then he left before practice. So that was where we kind of were. And that alone was very jarring, confusing.
Yeah, I think for me, it was like, wow, he wasn't here at all. And then the fact of, well, no, he was here and then he left, to me says, that to me is why, and I'm speculating here, but the concerning part for McDermott is the fact that he was here. I think he planned on attending, and then the way things apparently dissolved, that he is no longer here with the team. Now, his agent said he plans to be here all throughout the next couple of days for minicamp. The players are saying, hey, it's not a big deal. It's June. This is a big deal until it's not.
Yeah, and I think it just became a big deal.
Yeah.
I think today was the turning point. We all said, okay, it's OTAs. Those are voluntary. It's not a big deal. And look, this isn't a contract thing either. That was made very crystal clear. And I want to give a lot of credit for Josh Allen and Von Miller, who stepped up to the microphone and answered pretty tough questions.
Yeah.
They had to speak again on their teammates' behalf, which is always difficult.
Yeah.
And it's always not something I feel like they should have to do, but
Oh, I know internally we're working on some things, not football related, but you know, Steph, he's my guy. I fucking love him. He's a brother of mine. You know, this does not work, what we're doing here, without him. You know, we wish he was in here today and was out there on the field with us, and that's not the case. But I've got his back no matter what. And again, I've got no doubts that we will figure out what's going on, and I freaking love him. I can't stress that enough. You know, there's things that I could do better, and you know, to help out with this process and try to get him back here and you know, be the Buffalo Bill that he's meant to be.
Look, Josh was very poignant with what he had to say, and that he is still our guy, and that he's on his side, but that it is not football related.
But then he talked about how there's things that he needs to do better and get more involvement in the offense. Like, I feel like there are trails of football as well as maybe personality or something, issues that need to be worked out between the two.
I was just going back because I had tweeted all of the things that I was trying to summarize. That Diggs is in Buffalo, he left, Sean McDermott's concerned, Josh Allen says it's not football related, that he loves him, he has his back. Then Von Miller said it is not serious, he has Steph's side. Von also said that he doesn't know what is being talked about in the media, but that it is not true.
Yeah, which...
That was interesting.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you, I've always kept it real with all of you guys, man. It's really not that serious. I'm in support of Steph. The things that they saying about him, you know, I could just kind of assume without me being on social media is just not true. I know the guy. He practices his ass off each and every day. He does everything to the max. He dresses to the max. He's a great teammate to the max. He plays to the max, you know, on and off the football field. And he is one of the main reasons why I'm here. And I just wanted to come up here and voice, you know, my support of Steph, to try to, alleviate whatever it is that's going on. It's not that serious. I get up here and I tell you, I keep it real with y'all every time I'm up here. It's really not that serious. We're trying to dial everything back in so we can continue to compete for Super Bowls for sure.
And they both reiterated that Diggs wants to be here,
Yes.
but that they need to work some things out.
Yes.
Josh kept using the words
We.
and then he would say, I need to be better. I need to do a better job.
Yeah.
Very confusing. And a lot of this is speculation. Like those are the facts that we listed to.
Oh, yeah.
What are causing those, what has led to those facts and what we are hearing today?
Yeah. Yeah. My thing is it's still going on. Like we talked about, there was kind of that hangover of last season and all
Yeah.
this stuff. But, this is technically the first start of the new season in terms of getting ready for everything. And to have it be this still there and going to be a thing, I think it says a lot about maybe the communication. Even Josh Allen said, I talked to Steph a little bit during this offseason,
Yep.
less than I have in the past.
Yep.
And I asked him today, I was like, did you expect Diggs to be out there? And he was like, I didn't know what to expect.
I didn't know what to expect. Again, it is what it is at this point. I want him back in the building. Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what does that mean?
It's not good. And for a while, Josh said that he did talk to Steph today, meaning
Yeah.
as we record this on Tuesday after day one of minicamp.
Yeah.
He also said that he doesn't know how this is going to be resolved. He also said that Diggs doesn't want this to be a distraction. I think we swung and missed on that.
Yeah.
And while Vaughn will say that, also, do you know that in Vaughn's head, mini camps aren't important, not
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah.
I think that Sean McDermott would disagree.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are hearing a lot of different voices from a lot of different sides,
Yeah.
and we are not hearing the one voice that we have not heard from
Yeah.
since the end
Let's
of the
say,
Cincinnati game.
It's 3:45 right now. I have text alerts on, social media alerts for Stephon Diggs, a guy who we know is very active on social media. I've not heard anything quite yet. So waiting to see how that changes and what he will
Yeah.
say and if he will say anything,
Yeah.
if he will post anything. Maybe
recurring
his
guest,
agent.
recurring guest Mike Giardi said that this has been building.
I think that makes sense, though. We look at how last year ended, Diggs storming out of the locker room, not wanting to talk to us at the end of the season press conference, and then Diggs not being at any – look, last year he came to one voluntary workout.
Yep.
One is more than zero.
All he had to do was show up today,
Yeah.
stand off on the sidelines, and this is no longer a story.
Yeah.
This is going to be a story. It's going to be a story tomorrow. It's going to be a story next week. It is going to be a story leading up to training camp.
Yeah.
Vaughn was asked, "Do you think that Diggs will be there?" And he said, "Whoa, like we're digging it one day at a time. This is going to be a story every single day that we don't hear a resolution for this."
I agree. Now, the good thing is it is June. And there is the conversations that I think are being forced to be had because of everything playing out the way that it is. Josh Allen was asked, when do you see this when do you see this resolve? And he said,
Week 1.
week 1. Yeah.
He said the good news is that we are not playing a football game tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, but this is a team. This is so un-McDermott. This
Yes,
is so
yeah.
un-Bean-like to have something like this. And again, by the time
Yeah.
this gets published, we may have more answers. So this is where some of the speculation comes
is
in.
breaking news.
But like the fact of the matter is that Stephon Diggs is not here. It is a distraction,
Yep.
and you're having other players step up where Josh is saying, like, he doesn't want it to be a distraction, and he wants to be here, though. He was asked straight up, does Stephon Diggs want to be here? And he said yes. And they all want him to get on the field, and all of these things. But how they get there, I love how you keep looking at your phone.
Sorry,
How they get there, Josh said he doesn't know what happens next. He goes, he's not quite sure what happens next.
Yeah.
That is very concerning to a team that is, and you know what, Vaughn could get into politics later in life after his GM because he was spinning everything.
What is it, the dodgeball? Dip, duck, dodge, dive. It was all the...
He was everything. I'm going to put in some of the sound bites into this to kind of incorporate what we heard and to get the kind of the tone, but it was a very bizarre day here at One Bills Drive, as this is a team that is supposed to be competing for a Super Bowl, that is supposed to be running it back. Because I'll say this, without Stephon Diggs on that field, this is a bottom 5 wide receiver room in the NFL.
I honestly think that's fair. I do
Think
think
about
that's
that.
fair. I think Bills fans are not going to want to hear that.
And I think that's why Sean McDermott's concerned.
That's fair.
And everything else, Stephon Diggs deserved and got a clean slate when he came here from Minnesota. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
we heard that none of these things.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, a lot of other stuff gets lumped back in,
Yeah, I
fairly
agree.
or unfairly.
Yeah.
All of that baggage of a disgruntled player for the most part leaving a team.
Yeah, comes
We are
back.
now on year 3.
I agree with that. I will say too, for the people that are like just cut his ass, that's really not an option for
Yep.
this team. The only time the salary cap really is real
Yep.
is if it's a situation like this when there's a lot of dead cap money, or if you want to trade him. You're not what it would take to trade him, all this
Insane.
stuff. It really isn't a plausible
not possible.
thing for him to not be on this roster this upcoming year.
It-
Now, again, I think things will be resolved, and I get kind of the player's perspective of like, hey, it's mini camp, it's not a big deal. But at the same point, this is huge when your star guy doesn't want to be here, and it's not a money thing. It's not money. It's not about the money, and that almost makes it worse. Because
Absolutely.
it's personal.
They just paid him $23 million in February to restructure his
Sorry.
contract. All of these things. It's something. We have officially moved the meter into something. It
Yes.
is no longer nothing. We are in something.
So drama. I don't love
Comment in about your thoughts about this drama. Fascinated to hear. Again, Vaughn saying it's not that serious. He's on his side. Take his word. Trust me on this. All of these things.
it. Even the handling of it, like in terms of McDermott, was odd. Like Diggs was here. He didn't go to practice, but Sean saying, yeah, he's not here.
It's concerning.
It's very concerning. It's like,
What
you
happened?
think you would have mentioned like, well, he was here, and it's just
Correct.
the way it all.
He's not here, but we're still working on things.
Played out is
That would have
interesting.
swept things under the rug.
Yeah.
It didn't get swept under the rug.
Or it would, it wouldn't have made it as momentous as it does feel. All right, we gotta go. 'Cause
I
we
need a
have,
cigarette.
We have
A pack.
we have a newscast to do.
Yeah.
All right, Dan.
Like, comment, subscribe.
I'm
Your level of
Jenna.
concern.
Mike, I'm sure, is pontificating about this. All right, bye. Thank you, bye.